Olúwa kò sẹ́ni tó iṣẹ́ Olúwa jù tàfà lọ. Lọ́lọ́run ọba fi gbé àga. Lọ́lọ́run ọba fi gbé àga ò lẹ́bí ń bínú.
Ọlọ́run jẹ̀dá lọ. Tá a bá rẹ̀ ni tá a kórira. Tá a wá fẹjọ́ ẹ̀sùn Ọlọ́run wípé kó má dépò. Tọ́lọ́run wá gbégbé ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ dépò tán. Èèyàn gbà fọlọ́ ni o. Kí ló dé ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀tá ọ̀lẹ abiyamọ ọ̀tá gan. Wọ́n ní pàkútí ọ̀tá ẹni ègbódù ọ̀yà. Ká mẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ọ̀tún mẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ òsì. Ká fẹ́yìn ní délùú sẹ́yìn ẹni tí ò ní yin ni ò ní yin ni. Ẹ pé gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ò ṣe nǹkan kan kò ṣe nǹkan kan. Pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn òpó mẹ́rẹ̀ ẹni tó gbé lọ́wọ́ tọ́lọ́ ń sìn fún un ṣe lọ. Akitiyan Ṣèyí Mákindé lójú ọ̀nà ètò ẹ̀kọ́. Ó ṣe káńsù 3,000 tó bí ń san lórí ọmọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ó ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ dọ̀fẹ́. Ó pínwé ó tún yàrá ìkàwé ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló falẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ gíga LAUTECH padà di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ètò ìlera ń kọ́. Àtúnṣe pẹ̀lú gbégbèsè ohun èlò fúnlé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé. Ẹ wo laboratory tó wà nílé ìwòsàn ní Ọ̀yọ́. Àwọn ọkọ̀ ambulance gbogbo wọn yìí ń kọ́. Ìgbìyànjú Ṣèyí Mákindé lórí ìkétò ààbò lè mú dán nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ń kọ́. Ó pèsè ọkọ̀ fáwọn agbófinró kí wọ́n máa fi yíde patrol ní tìkútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Operation Boss tó kó fún wọn láyé tẹ̀ ìwéré ilé àtàgọ́ rẹ̀. CCTV camera lójú pópó Ìbàdàn. Commissioning of Mobile Squadron Units lágọ́ rẹ̀. Ṣé wàá dà bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ máa gbéṣẹ́ yìí ò ṣe nǹkan kan. Nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ wa ìtẹ́tọ̀ ọ̀gbìn ìrànwọ́ ìjọba gbà. Ó ṣàgbékalẹ̀ farm estate lákòókò. Èrú àti awẹ́ lábẹ́ òsádà. Ó tún fẹ́ gbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ogún àgbẹ̀ léso kí wọ́n gbìn lóko wọn. Ó mójútó ìdókòwò tó lè máa pawó wọlé fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Asphalt àti quarry plant níjàyè. Gbogbo ẹni tó ń ṣe sí ọ̀fọ̀ ilẹ̀ rẹ̀ báyìí nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní kíákíá ìrọ̀rùn ló ń bá dé o. Ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ owó tó gbé kalẹ̀ fún dènà COVID-19 nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Bó ṣe ń fani ló ń ṣọ̀nà ló ń ṣomi. Owó oṣù ọjà àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ yàmọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ń gbẹ̀tọ́ wọn déédéé. A ní ẹ̀rìn gbòòrò kẹ́rì iṣẹ́ tíṣe yìí Mákindé ń ṣe ẹlẹ́ẹ̀ráyè. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ṣé wàá rí báyìí polówó kan tẹ̀nú? Ẹ kíyè sáwọn tẹ̀m̀bẹ̀lẹ̀kùn ẹ̀dá tí wọn kì í ráṣẹ yọrí ẹlòmíì. Ẹ jẹ́ gbárùkù tí ẹnjìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé kó kẹsẹ̀ járí. Lójú pọn àfojúsùn òkú mẹ́rẹ̀ ẹni tó gbé lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ẹ̀yin ará bí ẹ fọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀.
Ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ o. Fàjà mi àgbẹ̀ máa dùn.
Ìkéde ìwá láti iléeṣẹ́ ìròyìn àṣà àtìrìnàjò afẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Hello, good morning to you out there, listeners. Listening to us live, Aloore Radio, coming to you live from the studios of GSM here at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat at Agodi, Ibadan. This is yet another interesting edition of Aloore Newspaper Review. And I'm bringing you stories from Nigerian Tribune, while my colleague will bring you stories from
The Nation.
Okay, very quickly, let's go straight to the headlines. I'll start with this, which says 2023, Oshibajo informs APC governors of bid for presidency. And that puts rest to the speculations on is he going to declare, is he not going to declare. So the vice president has officially declared his intention to succeed his boss, President Buhari.
Let me also take the twin story coming from the Nation newspaper. Osibanjo to APC governors. I am running for president. Says he has informed Buhari, vice president, to declare today. For more details, turn to page 4 of the Nation newspaper.
Okay, and the usual sad stories that come from newspapers. NDLEA intercepts 101 parcels of cocaine in children duvet at Lagos airport, seizes drug beverages in Edo.
Nigeria's COVID-19 cases rise by 45%. WHO virus still spreading.
Another sad story coming from page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune. Community leader, 14 others killed in Kaduna.
And from page 4 of the Nation, 37 billion National Assembly renovation begins. Contractors mobilized.
Okay, going back to politics, this says zoning, why PDP is in dilemma.
Akeredolu's wife guns for APC senatorial tickets. Why PDP should not abandon zoning by judge. You can check out the stories on page 7 of the Nation newspaper.
Then this is coming from Adebanjo. It says, my legacy is my constituency in politics. Adebanjo recounts experience at 94 as Tunde Bakare honors him during church service.
Federal government to raise 700 billion for pension liabilities. Civil servants, policemen targeted.
Appeal court stops AGF orders from frustrating appeal against judgment on Electoral Act. Gives PDP permission to appeal judgment against Section 84, subsection 12.
2023 Southern PDP aspirants clash with Southeast governors. I am Obi angry with Ikpeazu Ugwuayi over Wike.
And this is coming from the federal government. It says federal government targets 40 million Nigerians in 2 years on poverty reduction.
And from page 3, NSAS police welfare still in shambles.
And then this is coming from our own dear monarch here in Ibadan. Olubadan pledges support for resuscitation of Oyo State Trade Fair.
And from page 5 of the Nation, insecurity. No plan to shift 2023 elections, says INEC.
And back to, okay, let's quickly rush down to Ekiti State. Here on Nigerian Tribune, Oni sympathizes with Ekiti pensioners over 37 billion naira unpaid gratuities.
Nigerians go through pains to get NIM SIM linkage. Operators blame NIMC slow server on crowd. For more details, turn to page 7 of the Nation newspaper.
And this is coming from this is also a story on the NIN SIM issue here in Nigeria. It says reverse decision to block phone lines of 72 million subscribers. Serap tells Buhari.
Buhari governors orders felicitate Dangote at 65. Page 7, the Nation newspaper.
Okay, at that juncture, we're going to take a short break, but do not forget, thank you. We would like to thank those of you that have been logged onto our Facebook page. Thank you so very much. We implore you to also follow us on YouTube at Aloore Radio. And of course, you could also log on to our website, www.alooreradio.com. We'll be back shortly. Thank you.
ọgbà tí àṣẹ jiná lóde ìrànjẹ làwọn aláṣẹ ìjókòó tí wọ́n fẹ́ máa jẹ ọba ni wọ́n ó ṣe gàyà díẹ̀ ná ìlú ló láṣẹ ẹjẹ́ ìlú ó jẹun náà ìdí nìyí tó fi jẹ́ pé ẹ̀tọ́ ìlú là ń fowó ìlú ṣe nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀rí bí ní ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wa ṣe ń jòkèrè LAUTECH ti di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé bíi 40 ló ti wẹ̀wọ̀ ọ̀tún pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tòun tó oògùn àti irinṣẹ́ tó pójú owó iṣẹ́ sì ti fẹ́ẹ̀ parí pẹ̀lú lórí 100 míì jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ààbò tó dájú òun ohun amáyédẹrùn ní ìṣokùnfà ìdásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá láwùjọ òun náà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fi wà nípò kẹta nínú àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí ń pawó wọlé jùlọ lábẹ́lé nílẹ̀ wa ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ ló ti láǹfààní ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ lọ́nà ti gbàlódé táṣeyọrí yìí ó sì jẹ́ kó ń jẹ́ sùn wà bọ̀ láìpẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àtòṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ń gbowó wọn lásìkò pápá àṣírí Adámàsìngbà àtàwọn inú ojú pópó tí ń sòrú dọ̀sán kọ́ àwọn ìlú ti sọ pásì ìwádùn níṣèjọba yìí fi ń mọrírì gbogbo àwọn aláṣẹ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ló ń sọ fún wa pé pẹ̀lú ìṣọ̀kan wa oòrùn tó kù lókè yìí ó táṣọ gbẹ.
iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà ohun ìrìn àjò afẹ́ tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń kéde.
Okay, you're welcome back to today's edition of Aloore newspaper review. I'm bringing my first story to you from the 5th page of Nigerian Tribune. 2023, Osinbajo informs APC governors of bid for presidency to speak to Nigerians at once today via social media platforms. Actually, he has spoken to Nigerians already via his Twitter handle. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Sunday met with a group of governors of the All Progressive Congress in continuation of his consultation with stakeholders over the declaration for the 2023 presidential race. Nigerian Tribune gathered authoritatively that the public announcement will take place today via his social media handle. He has done that already. So you may read more of this story on page 5 of Nigerian Tribune. Oshibajo informs APC governors of his bid for presidency.
And from the Nation newspaper, 37 billion naira National Assembly renovation begins this week. 2 years after it got presidential approval to give the National Assembly a facelift, the Federal Capital Development Authority will begin the renovation of the sprawling edifice this week. 37 billion naira was voted for the project in the 2020 Appropriation Act, which the President Muhammadu Buhari signed following request to that effect by the leadership of the National Assembly. For more details, turn to page 4 of the Nation newspaper.
Still on politics, zoning, why PDP is in dilemma. It's the spinal cord of our party, Olabode George. More details are beginning to surface on why the People's Democratic Party appears in dilemma in making a categorical statement on zoning of its presidential ticket to the South. The southern aspirants that have indicated interest in the ticket so far is a delicate issue because of the electoral implications. You may read more of this story on page 5.
Still on the Nation, Nigeria's COVID-19 cases rise by 45% in 9 days. Cases of coronavirus COVID-19 in Nigeria rose by 45% in the past 9 days. The Nation has learned. Figures on the Nigerian Center for Disease Control website at the weekend show that cases on April 1 to 265 on April 9. With the 265 newly infected persons, Nigeria has so far recorded 255,871 cases. There were 3,142 fatalities as of April 8. For more details, turn to page 4 of the Nation newspaper.
And this is coming from page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Appeal court stops AJF orders from frustrating appeal against judgment on new frustrating hearing in an appeal filed against judgment of a federal high court which ordered the removal of section 84 subsection 12 from the new electoral act. The appellate court has also granted leave to the People's Democratic Party to join in the appeal as a person interested against the judgment of the trial court, which voided and struck down the section 84 subsection 12 of the electoral act. You may read more of this story on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Insecurity, no plan to shift 2023 elections, says INEC. Those who want the 2023 general elections shifted should perish, the thought the Independent National Electoral Commission said yesterday. The commission said it was constitutionally bound by its timetable despite threats. For more details, turn to page 5 of the Nation newspaper.
And this is coming from page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune as well. The federal government has commenced efforts aimed at lifting 40 million Nigerians out of poverty in the next 2 years through the Nigerian COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus. You may read more of this story under the headline Poverty Reduction. Federal government targets 40 million Nigerians in 2 years.
101 cocaine parcels found in children's duvet. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted 101 parcels of cocaine concealed in 8 children's duvet at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. Spokesman Femi Babafemi said yesterday in a statement. He said the drug was brought into the country by a 52-year-old Brazilian returnee, Akunderiwa Ilari Uchenna, who is from Oru East local government area of Imo State. For more details, turn to page 6 of the Nation newspaper.
Okay, I'm bringing you this next story from Ibadan, from the Palace of the Olubadan, which says Olubadan pledges support for resuscitation of Oyo State Trade Fair. The Olubadan of Ibadan, Olalekan Moshood Balogun, has promised to support the resuscitation of the Oyo State Trade Fair, which was last organized 13 years ago. The Olubadan gave this promise on Saturday when he paid host to the president of Ibadan Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Architect Bamdele Samson, and members of the council at his Iwo Road Palace on Saturday. You may read more of this story on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And from page 7 of the Nation newspaper, Akeredolu's wife seeks senatorial tickets in Imo. The wife of Ondo State Governor, Mrs. Betty Ayawu Akeredolu, is seeking to represent Imo East Senatorial District next year. She has got the backing of some groups, including the Coalition of Southeast Youth Leaders, which is canvassing support for her to realize her ambition. For more details, turn to page 7 of the Nation newspaper.
Okay, and then I'm bringing this from page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. Nin Sim reverse decision to block phone lines of 72 million subscribers, Serap tells Buhari. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to direct the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, and the Nigerian Communications Commission to immediately reverse the decision to block over 72 million active telecommunication subscribers from making calls on their SIMs. You may read more of this story on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Buhari governors order felicitate Dangote at 65. President Muhammadu Buhari, Governors Senate Chief Whip, Ojus Okalu, and other eminent Nigerians have felicitated the president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, on his 65th year birthday anniversary yesterday. A statement in Abuja by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, said President Buhari rejoices with Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, on his 65th birthday on April 10th, 2022. Joining family, members, friends, and associates to celebrate the milestone with a business magnate. For more details, turn to page 7 of the Nation newspaper.
And this is coming from page 12, still from the Olubadan's Palace. Olubadan seeks cooperation of non-indigens, promises to be father to all. The Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Lekan Balogun, has called on non-indigens of Ibadan to live peacefully with their hosts and cooperate with him towards ensuring that nobody is unjustly treated. Okay, you may read more of the story on page 12 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Politicians should be diligent. Nigerians seeking political positions have been urged to prove their mettle in their professions. An elder statesman, Pa Lawrence Kayode, who gave the advice, lamented that people are not getting the good governance they desire because most leaders are in politics for monetary gains. For more details, turn to page 21 of the Punch newspaper.
Okay, I'm bringing you this from page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune. APC, PDP, SDP disagree over attack on Oni following last week's attack on the former governor and candidate of the Social Democratic Party in the June 18 governorship poll in Ekiti State, Segun Oni. The three dominant parties in the build-up to the election have differed on the incident. Oni was attacked in F1 Ekiti during continuation of his campaign tour to the local area, which resulted in destruction of vehicles and many injured. You may read more of this story on page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune.
EFCC urges court to dismiss Ibeto's suit. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has urged the Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt to dismiss a right suit by the chairman of Ibeto Cement, Cletus Ibeto, against it and a businessman, Chief Daniel Chukwudezie. Ibeto is praying the court to prevent the anti-graft agency from investigating allegations of fraud bordering on obtaining 4.8 billion by false pretense, forgery, and criminal breach trust made against him by Dozie Oil and Gas Limited. For more details, turn to page 21 of the Nation newspaper.
And this is coming from Afenifere. Afenifere tasked Buhari on vow to clean the mess in Nigeria. Pan-Yoruba group Afenifere on Sunday challenged President Muhammadu Buhari to translate his promise to clean up the mess in Nigeria into reality. Buhari had on Friday, April 8, 2022, while receiving at the Aso Rock, Abuja, the new Executive Council of ICANN, led by its new president, Mrs. Comfort Itayo, restated this promise, according to a statement signed by his media spokesman, Mr. Femi Adesina. Okay, you may read more of this story on page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune.
APC will win Rivers in 2023, says Peterside. All Progressives Congress chieftain Dr. Dakuku Peterside yesterday said the party will defeat People's Democratic Party in Rivers State in 2023. He also predicted victory for APC at the presidential poll. For more details, turn to page 21 of the Nation newspaper.
We are ready to welcome Ladoja back to Accord, National Secretary. National Secretary of the Accord Party, Honorable Adebukola Ajaja, on Sunday in Ibadan, Oyo State, said the party is ready to welcome back the former governor of Oyo State, Senator Rashidi Ladoja, into its fold. Describing Ladoja as a strong factor who brought AP to the state before he parted ways with the political party in 2015, she said the AP would gladly receive the erstwhile governor whenever he is ready. You may read more of this story on page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Igbo, I am returning home soon. Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Ade, more popularly called Sunday Igbo, has assured his supporters of his commitment to the Yoruba Nation struggle. He spoke at the weekend with the leader of Ilana Omo Odua, Professor Banji Akintoye, and his deputy, Professor Wale Adeniro. Igbo thanking his supporters after the recent conditional release debunked report that he was down with health-related issues while in detention. For more details, turn to page 27 of the Nation newspaper.
Nigeria never had it this bad on all fronts. Are you? Nigeria has never had it so bad on all fronts in its life as a nation as it is today, necessitating a change of administration in next year's election to rescue it. This according to the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Iyocha Ayu, who observed that the 2023 general election offers citizens the historic opportunity to reclaim their identity as a united and fraternal people. You may read more of this story on page 24 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Oni sympathizes with pensioners. The candidate of the Social Democratic Party in the June 18 governorship election in Ekiti State, Segun Oni, has sympathized with pensioners over 37 billion gratuity arrears. The chairman of the National Union of Pensioners, Joel Akinola, had last week, while addressing reporters, lamented undeserving treatment meted out to the pensioners by the current government. For more details, turn to page 27 of the Nation newspaper.
NNPP posters flood Ibadan metropolis. Residents of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, woke up on Sunday morning to a series of posters belonging to New Nigeria People's Party on display at major areas of the city. This is coming weeks after a prominent member of the People's Democratic Party in Oyo State, Alhaji Adebisi Olopoyan, resigned his membership from the party and announced that he would make known his new party structure in due course. You may read more of this story on page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Don't blame Emefiele for Naira devaluation. The Nigerian Patriotic Quest, a group of Nigerian professionals based in the diaspora, has refuted claims in certain quarters that Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele was behind the devaluation of the Naira. A statement by the group's coordinator, Ahmed Josman Tijani, said some detractors out to damage the profile of Emefiele and make him a scapegoat by twisting fact to deceive the public. For more details, turn to page 21 of the Nation newspaper.
Quickly, I'm bringing this from the Metro page of the Nigerian Tribune. Armed robbers raid popular Ibadan-based radio station Fresh FM, cut away valuables. Armed robbers on Sunday raided a popular Ibadan-based radio station, Fresh FM, a challenge area in Ibadan southeast local government area, and carted away valuables worth millions of naira. No life was, however, lost during the operation. You may read more of this story on page 26.
Globacom will continue to celebrate its business partners, says Adenuga. Chairman of telecommunications services provider Globacom, Dr. Mike Adenuga Jr., has said the company appreciates its dealers who have worked assiduously to make the network the darling of subscribers across the country. The business mogul spoke on Friday at an exclusive dealer appreciation gala dinner organized by the company at the Eco Hotel and Suites on Victoria Island, Lagos. For more details, turn to page 7 of the Nation newspaper.
Gunmen kill newly installed community leader in Kaduna. A community leader, Isiaku Madaki, was on Sunday morning murdered inside his residence at Kakura in Chekun local government area of Kaduna State. A resident of the area, Baban David, disclosed that the deceased was on Saturday installed as the head of the community. You may read more of this story on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And before we round up, group plans protest over killing of Oshun businessman. A socio-political group, Oshun Shall Rise Again, yesterday raised the alarm that some criminals were planning to riot in the state in protest over the killing of 32-year-old businessman Abiola Afolabi. Afolabi was allegedly killed by policemen, but the state police command claimed that Abiola was an armed robber shot in a gun battle. For more details, turn to page 6 of the Nation newspaper.
Okay, at this juncture, we're rounding off and we say thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Our colleagues will bring you a fresh edition of this newspaper review tomorrow. And until then, do have a blessed day and stay safe. Thank you.
And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms, on Facebook at Aloore Radio, on YouTube at Aloore Radio, or you visit our website on www.aloreradio.com. Once again, I am Eneo Asuko. Thank you for joining us and do have a great day.